What's going on, guys? My name is Sean, and this is my very own blockbuster. So, for a while now, I've been wanting to talk about one of my favorite genres that I've loved ever since I was, well, probably most of my adult life and even into my teens, is the Western genre. I love the old Westerns, the more recent Westerns, and I'm going to go over some that I highly recommend and that are high up on my recommendation list. So, first up, we're going to go with some Quentin Tarantino Westerns, Django Unchained. This is one of the most rewatchable films in the last couple decades for me personally. One of my all-time favorite westerns, and Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, Leo, all phenomenal performances. Can't recommend this one enough. And we're gonna go with The Hateful Eight as well. Now, lots of people seem to dislike this one more than Django Unchained. I think it's probably just as good. The more you watch this one, the better it gets. It feels like an incredible stage play with phenomenal performances. Samuel L. Jackson in both this and Django Unchained. It's unbelievable, his performance. So check this one out if you haven't. Here's one from Sam Raimi that doesn't really get talked about a lot, The Quick and the Dead. This is a classic Sam Raimi film. It has Gene Hackman, it has Sharon Stone, Russell Crowe, and Leo. Amazing movie. If you haven't checked this one out, there is a 4K steelbook that Disney released recently, but it's very expensive, so I stuck with the Blu-ray here, and it's worth a watch if you haven't seen it. Another Disney-owned one now, Tombstone. This one was a bit easier to muster the price for. This 4K steelbook looks great. The story is amazing. Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Bill Paxton, Sam Elliott, amazing cast, and one of my favorite 90s westerns. If you haven't checked it out, check this one out. I'm going to say check this out a lot because I can't recommend them enough. Next one, we have North to Alaska. Now, this one is a bit less known. It's John Wayne. And the reason I love this one so much is because my grandfather introduced me to actually the theme song for this movie a very long time ago, sung by Johnny Horton. So the song made me want to watch the movie. And the movie is great. I have lots of fun with it. And John Wayne he was such a good performer in the Western genre. Just in general, a fantastic actor, and he does a good job in this one. This is a rare comedic role for him, so I recommend it. Not a lot of people know this one exists. I don't think you can even stream it anywhere. It's a 20th Century Fox, so it's Disney owned, but I don't even think it's on Disney Plus. Next, we're going to go with some Paramount Presents films. So we got Once Upon a Time in the West. Now, this is Sergio Leone's magnum opus, I guess you could say. Phenomenal cast, phenomenal performances here. The direction, the music, everything about this film is just classic spaghetti Western. If you haven't checked out Once Upon a Time in the West, it is a long film, so give yourself some time in the day, but I can't recommend it enough. And then we move on to The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Now, this one is John Ford with John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart. Jimmy Stewart is another phenomenal Western actor. I have a few in my collection. I think this is the only one I'm talking about today. But yes, he is fantastic. John Wayne, again, I was talking about him earlier, just amazing. And John Ford was one of the all-time great directors, not just in the Western genre, but in general. So yes, this is a early 60s Western, and if you haven't checked this one out, I know Paramount Presents, as well as just a standard Paramount version, I believe, has this for sale. I don't think it's streaming anywhere, but yeah, if you can get your hands on it, watch it. Next, we're going to move into Kino Lorber. So I got Two Mules for Sister Sarah. Clint Eastwood is my all-time favorite Western actor. He's one of my favorite actors of all time, and I love this movie. Now, it doesn't get talked about a lot, but I found this one to be so entertaining. There's comedy, there's romance, there's action, there's drama, there's twists and turns throughout, and if you don't know the twist, well, I won't spoil anything, but this is a great one. This is an early 70s Western for Clint, so this was like right after the spaghetti Western era of his and leading into his American films that he started doing. So I recommend this one if you haven't checked it out. Next, we got Shane. Now, this is a classic, like, riding into the sunset at the end, like the hero wins against all the villains type of film, but it's cheesy in that way at some points, but I really did enjoy this one. The story was pretty predictable, but I still really liked it, and I think you would too. 1953's Shane. Check it out. Next, we're going back to Clint with High Plains Drifter. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this was one of his first directorial debuts, if not his first, 1973. Yeah, great story here, and the performances are fantastic, especially Clint, so check this one out. And again, Kino Lorber has all of these still available, I think. Like, none of them went out of print yet or anything. High Noon, another early 50s, 1952. I know Lee Van Cleef is in this, who I absolutely love. Another fantastic Western actor. And this is just a, like, when you think of early Hollywood Western, with the set design and the cheesy action and acting, High Noon is one that lots of people think about, and if you haven't seen it, check it out. High Noon. And last from Kino, we have Death Rides a Horse. Now, this was one of the biggest surprises for me personally. Late 60s, Lee Van Cleef again. This is one of the best Westerns I have ever seen. It completely flew under the radar for me as a young adult, but when I watched it for the first time last year, I was completely blown away by the acting, the set design, the practical effects, the action. If you haven't checked out Death Rides a Horse, yeah, check it out. I can't recommend it enough. Lee Van Cleef, phenomenal performance here. One of the all-time best in the Western genre. Next, we're going to move on to Criterion. So I have this Randone Westerns. Randone. I haven't checked all of these out, but the ones that I have are really well done. I watched The Tall Tea and Decision at Sundown. Now, these are all Bud Bodeker, I believe is how you pronounce his name, starring Randolph Scott. Super cheesy, super early. I think this is the late 50s, but very, very good storytelling, and if you're a fan of the genre, you're gonna like these, so I can't wait to check out the other ones. And the 4K Criterion's that just phenomenal, like, just amazing stuff here. So if you're a fan of Criterion, if you're a fan of the genre, check out this set here. And then we're going back to John Ford and John Wayne with Stagecoach. This is one of the earliest Westerns, if not the earliest in my collection. This is from 1939. I want to say this, like, pioneered the genre of the Western, or, like, at least one of the early adapters of the genre. Don't quote me on that, but I highly recommend it. It's black and white. It's a classic story. Stagecoach, if you haven't checked it out, watch it. You can get it from Criterion. I don't believe this is out of print or anything. I just found it on Marketplace a few years ago, but check this one out. Next, we're going to move on to Arrow Video, and this will be the last grouping of movies I have here. So, Django, classic spaghetti Western. If you don't know the story here, I won't spoil it, but phenomenal. It has nothing really to do with Django Unchained at all, but just phenomenal spaghetti Western. I think this is the early 60s, if not late 50s. Check this one out if you haven't. Can't recommend it enough. You won't be disappointed. And last but not least, I got the Dollars trilogy from Arrow. So these are all amazing. some of my all-time favorite films of all time, let alone Westerns. A Fistful of Dollars, incredible. For a few dollars more, my least favorite of the trilogy, but still incredible. Clint Eastwood is just amazing. Sergio Leone is amazing in his direction. Just unbelievable. The music, fantastic. And then we have The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. This is like in my top 10 favorite movies ever made. It's one of the best. It's my favorite Western ever made. I can't recommend it enough. And I'm assuming most of you who clicked on this video have seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but if you have not, do yourselves a favor, take the afternoon off, watch this. You won't regret it. Yeah, so check out this one too. And there you have it, guys. Those are my recommendations for Western films, one of my favorite genres in cinema. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did like it, maybe I'll release more of other genres I like. I can do collection videos, stuff like that. If you want a place for more physical media content, this is the place to do it. So, yeah, take care, guys. Bye.